It's obviously a very unusual situation today with Chuba going down in warm-ups, and I don't have any information on him yet, but they did take him to the hospital immediately. And so, I just say a unique situation because our team had to adjust, first of all, to a traumatic situation. Like, they were worried about their teammate. Obviously, we had a plan in place for Chuba to play. So, with all that being said, it's basketball season, and so things happen. And so our guys did fight back there at the end. I did like the response to getting down but staying with it. And we certainly have to guard the arc better. I think that was an issue early in the game.
I don't know if you can you talk about like the X's and O's standpoint with Chuba going down? Did you switch or change anything in your game plan specifically for this game, just because you don't have a guy like Chuba?
Yeah, I could show you my offensive. Actually, I will. I'll show you my offensive card. That with all the scratches out and a lot of things that we usually do, we just couldn't do. And then also, I started Chris Austin out of position, which is hard for him and hard for the team. He's been practicing all year as a small forward, and then all of a sudden, we're going to throw him in there at the 4. So, he wasn't expecting that today. So, yes, a lot of things are different when you lose pieces. And so we have to adjust, and we especially have to guard the arc better.
Coach, we spoke about the injury with Chuba. Obviously, Ghazi out in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
And then obviously Portley, the main injury, out for a few weeks. What did you see in the resolve of your team, of that resiliency? They cut the lead down to 4 at one point down the stretch. What did you see from the likes of Joel Soriano and Ivan Rout, who really gave you great minutes coming into the rotation?
Yeah, really proud of Ivan because he didn't even play at VCU. He didn't even step on the court. And so, I talk to young people all the time. When I say young people, I'm talking about college-age people. And I say to them, things are going to happen to you in your life, and it's how you respond. And so Ivan certainly responded from 0 minutes to 18 points, so he did respond well.
Do you see this as something he can continue to do throughout the season?
Well, depending on the results of how Chuba is, we need him to because he's been here a while, and so that's one thing as you go through college basketball. When adversity pops up in the season, you really need to depend on the guys that have been in the program for a while. It's hard for freshmen to all of a sudden oh yeah, things aren't going well. Man, I got to be amazing. It's guys like Ivan who he's been here 3 years, and so he's got to respond.
Coach, 2-part question. Can you talk about the brunt of the load that Jalen Cobb and Ty Perry are carrying now, in the absence of Antoine?
Yeah. So Jalen certainly is going to play a lot of minutes, and he played a much better second half than he did in the first. Salle is so physical with their defense. They're so rugged, and that's just a compliment to them. But it affected us a little bit in the first half. In the second half, Jalen was tough and really drove the ball hard. And you mentioned Tyrone. Tyrone, he's got to be, if he's not the toughest guy on our team, he's one of the 2 toughest. And so we are certainly going to rely on his toughness here through the rest of the season.
And Coach, the second part of my question, the 300-pound elephant in the room, we got to address it, free throw shooting. Guys missed about maybe 5-6 free throws late, kind of came back to haunt the team. Can you talk about that and how you're going to address the deficiency?
Yeah, it's really a fascinating thing to me because we do have good shooters. Sometimes a team just has let's say 2 or 3 guys that struggle. We've got great shooters, and I've been fortunate to be around amazing free throw shooting teams. To me, there are a lot bigger issues today than the free throw shooting. Especially at the defensive end. But you're right, we have to make more free throws.
Was only getting 13 minutes just in your game plan, or you saw as the game was going, you wanted to have other guys out there?
Yeah, that was not the expectation. Okay. I just felt like Joel responded to the situation better. So whatever that means, Joel had a certain toughness about him today that was really helpful to our team.
Coach, you yourself are a graduate of LaSalle. This is obviously Coach Howard's second season. They started off 0-10 last year. Now, one of the more pleasant surprises in the A-10. Can you just talk about the kind of culture and what Coach Howard is building over there at your former university?
Yeah, so I had one of my former LaSalle teammates here yesterday. He was here to watch our women's game. And so it was great to talk to him, not only about things that happened 100 years ago, but also to talk about how Ashley is handling the program right now. And what Ashley is doing is recruiting really tough-minded young men and then just demanding that they play great defense. And it's going to be great for LaSalle. Ashley is an outstanding person, just terrific person. And he's really got a good mindset about how to win at LaSalle, and I think he's going to do really well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.